Well, folks, we got to our first spot. We caught bait on the flats again, so it's definitely there. We got out to our first spot, and I caught a couple of fish, but I wasn't quite set up on it right. And I told Chad, I said, I need to reposition the boat and get set up right on it. And so we did, and so now both of us, he's caught two snappers. So it's just a matter of getting set up on it right. And knowing, like, we had to get ahead of it because the tide is still moving. So we needed to drop back to it, so I needed to get ahead. Oh, doubled up. I got a grouper. But we needed to get ahead of it. Let's see what Chad's got. Grouper. You caught yours on cut bait?
Yep.
And I caught mine on a pinfish. I'm gonna try a white bait. We know that there's snapper down there. That's primarily what we're trying to target today, is snapper. Simply because we can't keep gag grouper. But the actual spot is actually, the ledge is back this way. So this ledge is actually out in the middle of the channel. And so we just set up ahead of the ledge and drop back into it, and bam. When this tide's moving like this, as you'll see in this underwater shot, the fish, when the tide's moving hard, the fish are staying real close to the bottom, hugging the bottom, or staying behind structure. So you literally have to kind of hit these fish on the head to get them to eat when the tide's moving like this. Now as the tide slows down, the bite should get better. And we're coming into a full moon. I think the full moon is tonight or tomorrow.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
So we're right on a full moon, and it was bright as all get out this morning. Oh, come on.
It looked like the sun was out.
Yeah, it did. Doubled up again.
Nope.
No?
No, they're hitting the cut pinfish, but I just don't want to commit to eat.
Yeah, another snapper. So the full moon usually will affect the bite in the morning. It's typically not real good. It's okay right now, but I like to fish usually the afternoons or at night on the full moon if I can. But tonight the winds are supposed to be up, so I think it's not going to be real good.
Like my grouper.
Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. I know there's bigger ones down there. Oh, that's a nice snapper. Good job. Is that on cut bait?
Yeah.
Eat him, Chad.
Eat him. Nice snapper.
There you go. Oh, you're slacking it too. I didn't know you were slacking it. Doubled up on the slackers. Mine's probably not as big as yours. Nope. Little one. See, Chad's using the bigger slacker. I'm using the smaller, but I'm probably going to go to the bigger one because I like the circle hook on the slacker jigs. Just personal preference. All right, the reason why we're slacking using the slacker jigs is because this tide is completely dead. And what we did is we ran out towards the Gulf because I wanted to catch that slack tide because it was still going out inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way in with the tide today. So we're right at the mouth of the bay, and we're going to work it in. So we're working this slack tide. Chad just got that nice snapper, and he's got another one on.
Yep, little baby.
And I've lost count.
So all I'm doing is taking the slacker, taking a piece of cut bait, running the hook through, putting it in a second time just for the sake of trying to get one more possible hit out of it. Just like that, clear the hook, drop it down.
So the way we do it is, depending on the size of the rod that you have, you count it off. Like we're selling the 7.6s and the 7. So every 7'6", you're going 15 feet, or every 2. So now you know, okay, I'm going 15 feet every 2 poles. So you count it. So we're sitting in 47 feet, 45 feet of water. And then once it gets closer to the bottom, and if they're fired up, which we've been chumming right here, they'll come off the bottom and you'll start getting them higher in the water column. Oh! So as I've discussed before,
Good hit, I missed it.
that we like to do this so on the slow tides or when the tides are completely slacked. Hence that's why we call them the slacker jigs. But so as soon as it starts to slow down the tides, we usually will start going lighter and lighter, as light as we can with our jig heads, because it gives it a more natural presentation. So that's what we try to do. Like right now I'm trying to get a live whitebait down there, and he went down and he got eaten. Oh, that was a good fish.
Feels like a decent snapper. Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Some pretty color out here.
Yeah. This water's pretty dirty, and I'm actually surprised we're doing as well as we are, but it's real dirty from being blowing all last weekend, and it's finally calming down, and it's beautiful out here right now. I told Chad earlier today, I said, well, when we were coming out here, I said, if I would have known it would have been like this, because they were calling for like close to 2. I said, if I would have known it would have been like this, I would have filled up more of the boat and gone offshore. But oh well, we're catching fish, that's all that matters. Oh,
Turn that camera on, dude.
I did turn on the camera, Chad.
Is that what happened?
Folks, Chad's using a lighter weight. I went to a 1-ounce Stewie jig, and I'm hooking these fish in the belly because they wouldn't, on a regular jig, they just wouldn't commit to them. They wouldn't take them. And I just caught that. I caught a snapper just now. So changing it up and finding what works. Right now, both things are working. So the tide is picked up. We can't use the slackers anymore. Once that tide picks up, it's hard to get a feel for the slackers, and they move farther away from the structure that you're fishing. So, and the boat has actually shifted a little bit, and we're still on the ledge, but when it shifts like that, sometimes you got to readjust the boat to get on the spot that you need to be on.
All right, so I got that's 3/8, right?
Yeah, either 3/8 or half.
Yeah,
It looks like, yeah,
I think it's
3/8.
3/8. Got the 3/8 ounce huggy, piece of cut bait. Just running the hook in by the tail, turning it around and going back through the body, just like that. Laying flat, so when it hits the bottom, sitting like that, snapper coming up and grabbing it.
And just like that, they just showed you how to do it. I'm about to switch over. I'm getting hits, but they're stealing my bait. And that's a grunt, but hey, it's still a fish. It's showing me that we're still over the structure that we need to be over. Uh-oh. Oh, come on.
Man, I don't know if they're hitting the ledge. I don't feel it. I ain't putting that much pressure on it. They should be breaking that leader.
Yeah. I switched up to that lighter 3/8. I got me a snapper. Not a big one, but hey. Went from not catching fish to catching fish. And I can't stress that enough to everybody. It's harder if it's just by yourself to change tactics and try to figure out what's going on. But when you have 2 people or more on the boat, always have somebody using something different until you establish the pattern. We've gone through and done a couple of different things, but as the conditions change, we change with the conditions. So I was using a 1 ounce, he was using the 3/8, and I was getting bit, but they were getting it off the hook. This one, they literally almost pulled the pole out of my hand. So just changing it up like that, finding a pattern. Now as this tide picks up, we'll have to go heavier on the jigs, but that's how it works.
Yeah, it's gonna keep moving around till you figure it out.
Yep. And I know a lot of you who watch our show will have heard this before, but a lot of times people ask us, well, why do we use such light braid and light leader? The braid is simply because if the tide's running, what happens is the more surface area you have on your line, the more that line is going to bow in the water. So it's harder and harder to feel your bait on the bottom. So it makes it more difficult for you to feel the bottom and feel the bite, because a lot of times we've had guys on our boat where they're using 20-pound to 30-pound braided line. Chad's got another fish, and they're not getting bit because they can't feel it. And so with the lighter braid, you're able to have less but less bow in your line, because it's bowing like this and coming back under. So what that does is it allows you to feel that bait more and feel the bites more. And using the 20-pound leader, we even use 20-pound leader going way offshore. It's just something that we like to do. Can you catch fish on heavier leader? Yes, you can. But we had a boat recently offshore with us that was literally right next to us, fishing the same piece of hard bottom. We were catching fish one right after the other. We asked them, and they weren't catching anything. We said, hey, what are you using leader-wise? And they said, we're using 30. And we said, drop the 20. He dropped the 20, boom, started catching fish. So leader does make a difference. And just like that, I went from not being able to get the fish hooked to changing it up and then catching a decent snapper.
Also known as 0 to hero.
0 to hero. But he's still not the size that we like to keep, so he'll be going back in. This is a snapper. It's a pretty good snapper. Yep. Ooh, rocking and rolling. Oh yeah. Got him.
Got him.
Not as big as mine though. Oh, it's not even the right species.
Pretty close to yours. So which one's bigger? The one Todd just caught or that one? A drag squeaker.
A little bit. You hit it pretty good. Nope, big old snapper.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
That's a nice one. All I had to do was get on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, folks, what I did is I changed to a 3/4.
It's fighting like a grunt.
Come on, man.
Edit that one into a bigger fish, will you?
That one all of a sudden woke up or something, or did he get, or
No,
did that fish?
He just woke up.
Yeah. Nice guy. Nice. Oh yeah, look at the color on that. Get him out in the sunlight. Oh yeah.
Looks like a snowy.
We don't even need boca grips on this boat, do we?
Come on, Todd, get in the box. Come on, Todd. Just grab your fish.
You can leave that on.
I'm gonna be here all day waiting for you to catch that fish.
Well, I want to show the camera.
Oh yeah.
I want to show them how good I am.
Yeah, you want to show them
How
it's gonna make you bleed.
Oh!
Just getting ready to say that don't look good.
No. Son of a biscuit. And that, folks, is the problem with using 20. But you just get bit more. We've got grouper skyrocketing. And the wind has really picked up, so we had to come in a little bit. And I threw out some chummers, and we had the grouper skyrocketing. So we're gonna fish this until
The battery dies.
Until the battery dies. Not bad. Get him, Chad. Don't let that sweet fish whoop you.
It ain't a matter of getting them, it's a matter of breathing.
It's not a bad one. There you go. Well, folks, that was a fun day on the water. Caught a lot of fish. I think we probably almost caught our 2-man limit.
We might be one shot,
short, but we threw away a bunch that would have easily kept, but we didn't want to do that. We like to catch a certain size and then keep those, but we caught snook, or not snook. We caught snapper, we caught grunt, we caught grouper. So it was a good day. The bite was a little better than I thought it was going to be on that full moon. I thought we were going to struggle in the morning, but we actually did better in the morning than we did in the afternoon. But at the same time, oh jeez, snook busting everywhere. But at the same time, the wind picked up tremendously, so we didn't get a chance to really fish where we wanted to fish because it got pretty rough. But overall, we caught a lot of fish, had a good time. Hopefully you learned a little bit of what we were talking about, how, you know, changing it up, setting up on the structure and things like that. I know I repeat myself a lot, but we get a lot of people that ask the same question. So just bear with us if you've been a long-time subscriber. The reason why you see us repeat a lot of stuff is because we get the questions a lot. So again, we just want to say thank you for watching. We do have the boat shows. We have 2 boat shows coming up, April 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Armature Works in downtown Tampa, or near downtown Tampa, right on the Hillsborough River. We will be in the Sunray Marine booth. Then we have the Suncoast Boat Show on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of April down in Sarasota at Marina Jacks. So if you guys get some time, come down and see us. I think the one at Armature Works is going to be a lot of fun, simply because it's got a lot of stuff going on there. Hold on a minute. Let's. I can see kitties. I saw some snook. Oh, there was one. Yeah, there's. Yeah.
Snook are being a little shy.
Yeah, they're way up underneath there. That's why the tide's so high.
The driveway must be full of water.
Yep. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.